So hello and welcome to Revsportz. I am Vaibhav Tripathi and with me is Debasis and with me is
Vaibhav,
also...
what are you holding?
Okay, what am I holding is a very good question. As you can see, I am holding a red cherry. This is an old Kookaburra ball. And what are we doing with this? Actually, this not exactly this ball, but against the old Kookaburra ball, against old and semi-old Kookaburra ball, Indian captain Shubman Gill practiced for about 20 minutes. A very special practice session for a very specific plan against reverse swing, to counter reverse swing, which is a big factor when you play test cricket in subcontinent. Against with the old ball you get reverse swing, and Sri Lanka have some bowlers who are a very good exponent of fast reverse swing. That is why Shubman Gill was here. Behind us is the net where Shubman Gill practiced for about 20 minutes against the old and semi-old Kookaburra ball. And what a session it was. I'll straight come to Debasis. Debasis, what were the specific details of that practice?
Yeah, absolutely. So the fact was there were two nets. There was a center wicket where each and every batter they practice against all the four spinners in the squad along with Aqib Nabi, and as you can see behind, it is now being watered. It was on the same wicket where Shubman Gill and the other batters, once they were finishing their turn in the middle, they were coming here and having a knock. And the first one to go into this net was the Indian captain. So, and there were all the three throwdown specialists, Nuwan Senaviratne, Dayanand and Raghavendra. So, what exactly happened? Well, Shubman Gill, he comes and he started taking a few throwdowns. Then he instructs the ground staff, whoever was here, to bring the side screen. So the side screen was brought, and then the actual practice started. And there were quite a few balls, as many as 25 to 30 balls were there, and they were all Kookaburra balls. Now I will come to the point why Kookaburra balls. Well, it is Kookaburra balls. You normally know that test matches in Australia are played with Kookaburra ball. It is the Duke's ball that is being used for England in test matches in England. And in India, we use the SG test ball. But here in Sri Lanka, the upcoming 2-match test series will also be played with Kookaburra ball. The one that the Vaibhav is holding, obviously the ball that Shubman was practicing was not that old. It was semi-old. So now let me come to the actual point. So the clear instructions from Shubman was, he was trying to practice with old and semi-old Kookaburra ball. And these balls are being specially brought by the Indian team management so as to prepare themselves against reverse swing. Now, as I said, that this upcoming 2-match test series will be played in Kookaburra red ball. So I think, so that was basically the idea of the Indian team management, and led by the Indian captain Shubman. He batted against the old and semi-old Kookaburra balls and took throwdowns in fact. And after finishing his 20 minutes throwdown, he went straight to the center wicket and also faced Aqib Nabi. In fact, Aqib Nabi was instructed to bowl with old Kookaburra balls, semi-old Kookaburra balls. So clearly the idea was to prepare well enough for the reverse swing if at all it does happen.
Yeah, and Aqib Nabi was seen because he was the only pacer to turn up in yesterday's practice session. There was no Gurnoot Brar, Prasidh Krishna or Mohammad Siraj. Aqib Nabi was the only pacer in the ground bowling to Indian batters. So instructions were clear that bowl to the stumps, bowl at the stumps, keep the stump line while you are bowling to Shubman Gill, because that's what you will see whenever Sri Lankan bowlers will try to get reverse swing. They will have to bring the stump into play, and that's Shubman Gill also knows. And you know, day before yesterday after the match ended, Sairaj Bhatule spoke about Shubman Gill, how particular he is about his preparations and how he is focused. We also saw him, you know, using a lot of sweep and reverse sweep shots during the center wicket practice against when he faced spin, a lot of spin. But while he was facing the throwdowns, you know, the throwdown specialist generally operates at a very high pace, yes, 145 plus, and that's what the focus, that at high pace you are facing the old ball, reverse swing. This is what, you know, Shubman Gill was keen to prepare against.
And if I may add one more point, Vaibhav, obviously in Australia you find lush green outfield. So the Kokabura balls, they normally, the polish remains for a fair bit of time, but it won't be the case here in Sri Lanka because the outfield is not that lush green. So the lacquer will go off very soon, and then will come the reverse swing factor. So that is the reason I think. In fact, that was a good practice, I would say. Something that we observed very closely. Both myself and Vaibhav were still continuously here in front of the practice nets and observing the Indian captain. And there were specific instructions from the captain to Raghu, Dayanand, and Nuwan as to what ball to use. Means obviously whether to say use a semi-old ball or a new ball or a. So I think it was a specific practice session.
It was a specific practice session, and that's why every practice session you are seeing something new. First day, KL Rahul here did a different sweep shot practice. That's a video we did on that as well. And then yesterday's practice was solely based on batters playing sweep shots and reverse sweep shots. Most of them operated in that manner. And then Shubman Gill had a different practice session. Even Rishabh Pant in the same practice area was seen batting against the semi-all ball in the first day of the India's practice at NCC. So yes, everybody, all the players, they are every day they are coming with a new plan, the new drill, what they want to do, and that's how they are, planning, and that's how they are preparing themselves for a Sri Lanka challenge and for the Test series that starts on 15th. And now team obviously it will be traveling to Galle today, and we will also be traveling to Galle, and from there we'll give you all the coverage related to the Test series. So stay tuned to Revsportz, and thank you for watching this video.
For India's best multi-sports coverage, your platform is one, and that's Revsportz. So like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I think by now you know that we will be everywhere in different parts of the world and bring you on-ground reportage. As I said, your best multi-sports coverage on Revsportz, your favorite destination.